Recorded Books presents an unabridged recording of Burning Angel by James Lee Burke, narrated by Mark Hammer. This book is copyrighted 1995 by James Lee Burke. This recording is copyrighted 1995 by Recorded Books. Sonny Boy Marsalis was a fixer, a gambler, and a lender of money to prostitutes who were trying to leave the life. Years ago, he disappeared from New Orleans and environs, headed south of the border for parts unknown in El Salvador or Guatemala. But now he's reappeared, bearing dark secrets, retribution, and redemption. And now, Burning Angel.
Chapter 1. The Giacono family had locked up the action in Orleans and Jefferson parishes back in Prohibition. Their sanction and charter came from the Chicago Commission, of course, and no other crime family ever tried to intrude upon their territory. Hence, all prostitution, fence operations, money laundering, gambling, shylocking, labor takeovers, drug trafficking, and even game poaching in South Louisiana became forever their special province. No street hustler, grifter, second-story creep, Murphy artist, dip, stall, or low-rent pimp doubted that fact either. Not unless he wanted to hear a cassette of what Tommy Figarelli, also known as Tommy Fig, Tommy Fingers, Tommy Five, had to say above the whine of an electric saw just before he was freeze-dried and hung in parts from the wood fan in his own butcher shop. That's why Sonny Boy Marsalis, who grew up in the Iberville Welfare Project when it was all white, was a kind of miracle on Canal back in the 70s and early 80s. He didn't piece off his action, pimp, or dealing drugs or guns, and he told the old fat boy himself, Didoni Giacono, to join Weight Watchers or the Save the Whales movement. I still remember him out there on the sidewalk, down from the old Jung Hotel, on an electric blue spring evening with the palm fronds rattling and streetcars clanging out on the neutral ground. His skin as unblemished as milk, his bronze-red hair lightly oiled and combed back on the sides, always running some kind of game. Craps, high-stakes bourrée, washing Jersey money out at the track, bailing out mainline recidivists licensed bondsmen wouldn't pick up by the ears with Q-tips, lending money with no vig to girls who wanted to leave the life. Actually, Sonny practiced the ethics that the mob falsely claimed for themselves. But too many girls took a Greyhound out of New Orleans on Sonny's money for the Giaconos to abide Sonny's presence much longer. That's when he went south of the border, where he saw firsthand the opening of the Reagan theme park in El Salvador and Guatemala. Clete Purcell, my old partner from homicide in the 1st District, hooked up with him down there when Clete himself was on the run from a murder beef, but would never talk about what they did together or what caused Sonny to become the subject of strange rumors. That he'd gone crazy on muta and psychedelic mushrooms, that he'd joined up with leftist terrorists, had served time in a shithole Nicaraguan jail, was working with Guatemalan refugees in southern Mexico, or was in a monastery in Jalisco. Take your choice. It all sounded unlike a Canal Street fixer, with scars in his eyebrows and a coin-jingling rebop in his walk. That's why I was surprised to hear he was back in town, fading the action again and putting deals together at the Pearl, where the old green-painted iron streetcar made its turn off St. Charles onto the lovely hard-candy glitter and wind-blown, palm-dotted sweep of Canal Street. When I saw him...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?